good evening, and welcome to True Dugman Encounters. I'm your host, Marvin Allen. If you or anybody that you've known would like for me to share their encounter on my channel, then please contact me. I would love to hear from you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, please go over and do so. It's called True Encounters with Marvin Allen and the Doug Pack. As y'all know, I will be telling the next episode of Taji's story this weekend. We got a lot of new things that we're going to be doing this year. A lot of new sightings, a lot of new encounters. We will be having guests coming on our live so they can talk about their experience. Right now, I'm just trying to upload more encounters that I can, because this is something that I miss. This is something that I love doing. So I will be doing that on a regular. And I don't want to keep y'all waiting. So let's just jump right into this encounter. And this encounter right here, when I talked to my eyewitness, it happened in Ohio. And it was near a dairy farm. That's all they would give me, and that's all they wanted me to say. So this guy said he was leaving from this dairy farm, and he was riding down this road. He said it's a small road, and it go down, and as it go down, it start to go up a hill, and it would go around a bend. He said, but as he was going down this road, now mind you, he said that this was at nighttime, not late, but it just got dark. He said he's driving down this road, and as he almost got to the end, he said about maybe 50 to 60 feet is when his lights hit something. He said he looked and he seen eye shine low to the ground just on his left by this tree. He noticed that the eye shine was down low. Said the eyes were yellow. He said so when he got a little closer, he said he stopped. And he just watched these eyes shine. Now mind you, this is just before he was going to go up this small hill, then go around this bend and out. He said so he sat there and he watches these eyes shine because he don't know what it is at this time. So he beeps his horn, beep beep, because he think it's maybe a Doug or something like that. He don't know. He said that's when these eyes started to rise. And he said this thing that he didn't know at the time stood up on all fours. And he looking at this thing and he's saying, that's not a Doug. It's not a, I don't know what it is. That's what he's saying. He said that's when this thing started to walk to its right. And it walked on the other side of this tree and this little clearing, this open. He said when this thing did that, that's when it stood up. He said, and when it stood up, he knew that that was not no Doug. He said he looked at this thing. He said this thing looked it just like a wolf, but it was standing up bipedal. And he said he know wolves can't do that. He said that's when he noticed that this thing had long arms that hung down in front of it. Canine ears, just like a dog, a long snout, but it had bent back legs. Now he's sitting there on this road watching this thing, and it's walking towards one of the properties. He say he beeps the horn again. He say, but this thing ain't paying him no attention. It's still walking towards one of these properties. He said that's when he began to ride slow towards that tree where that creature walked at. He said, but he stopped again. He's still watching this thing walk towards one of the properties. He beeps the horn again. Beep, 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 beep. That's when this thing turned around and it looked in his direction. And when it looked in his direction, that's when it started to walk towards him. He said he watching this thing walk towards his truck. He said this thing had to get within 20 feet, but it kept on walking. He said that's when he continued to ride up the little small hill so he can get up on the main road. He said, and when he was going up there, he looked out his rearview mirror and he see this thing running behind his truck. He hurry up, he gets on this main road and he pushes it. He started to drive. He said, but this thing was running behind his truck. He watching this thing out his rearview mirror. He see this creature running after him. He watching the road and he watching this thing. He watching the road and he watching this thing. He said this thing had to chase him for about a half a mile. And then it stopped. He said when it stopped, he slowed down. And he watched this thing in his rear view mirror as it got smaller and smaller. He said then he stopped when he got a nice ways up this main road. He said that's when this creature, it darted to its left and just ran. And that's when he lost sight of it. He said he gets home and he calls, the people that he worked for. And he tells them that he saw something on the property just before he left. And they asked him, well, what was it? He said, I don't know what it was. It was some type of animal. But it was an animal that I'd never seen before. So he said, please be on the lookout for it. So he hung up the phone. The next day, said he went back out on the property. He walked around to see if he could see, any signs of any attacks on animals or anything like that. And he didn't. But he pulled up another worker and he told them, keep your eyes open because it's something out here and I don't know what. And that was his encounter. Hope y'all enjoyed. I'm just upload that. Just wanted to do something because I was bored. And I'll see y'all on the next encounter.